Everybody, welcome to Pick Up the Truth. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Now, today I want to talk about the calendar and how it was designed to be a major part in the system of time that was designed to trap us and control us. And we're going to take a look at the traditions that the ones that control us give us to feed the system they created to trap us in. And we're going to see how all of this plays out to control us on a day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year basis. So we're going to get into it and start with the holidays that they use to control us on this calendar and see how it affects each and every one of us. So let's get into it. Now, the first day of the calendar year that they give us is January 1st, and that's New Year's Day. Now, on New Year's Day itself, they pack that full of traditions for us to be programmed by. They've got Dad, they've got Grandpa, and they've got Great Grandpa, and their brothers all watching football while the moms and the grandmas and the great grandmas and aunts, they're in the kitchen preparing the snacks that they drove to the stores for and spent the gas you were programmed to spend and shopped at the stores you were programmed to shop at for the foods that you were programmed to shop for each and every year on this day. And it's just another way that they keep us busy in this system that they created for us. They keep our own economy going with these traditions. They force us with these traditions to participate in their system. Most of us are guilted into following these traditions because our families before us have done it and we were taught to do it as well. But these traditions were designed to get us on the road and spend money at the corporations they designed to control us with. Now, let's take a look at New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. Now, these are separate days in the calendar that they invented to control us with. But New Year's Eve is a night for everyone to spend the money that they control you with. They have lots of events planned for each and everybody on that night, no matter who you are. You're going to be celebrating in one way or another. Rich, poor, middle class, doesn't matter. You will be celebrating. Like we do every year. And most of us will spend loads of money on New Year's Eve, on alcohol, drugs. We might go to the club, spend tons of money at the establishments that were designed to control us. Yeah, we think we're having a good time, but we don't think of the things that control us in this world. Because we were programmed not to. And if you don't go to the club, or you might have a party in your house, invite a whole bunch of friends, they get on the road, they spend some gas, they come over, and the system just keeps going on and on and on and on, collecting and collecting and collecting from us on all these holidays they give us to run around on. And let's see what else we have to look at. Now, January 21st, they give us the birthday of Martin Luther King Jr. Now, Martin Luther King Jr., he's a Mason. He's a Mason meant to program us on the world stage. Basically put there to divide the people, not just in this country, but all over. And he's also put in front of us to give us faith in the system that controls us. He gives us faith in this system thinking we have civil rights. We have no rights in this system. He gives us faith in the discriminatory laws in this country that are supposed to protect us, but there are no laws going to protect any one of us. These laws are just fictitious laws for us to believe in. Now, for the month of February, they even have the Super Bowl. Now we know the Super Bowl, it's a distraction given to us by the ones who control the entire population. They have the population dumbed down to the point to where they'll spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars apiece on this game of football, on jerseys, video games, the games themselves, tickets for the games, refreshments, you name it, the television subscriptions that you have to watch the games, and they get you to spend a lot of the money that they force you to make in this system they control you in. Now, let's look at Valentine's Day. Now, Valentine's Day is a popular holiday in this country. And it's centered on romance, just like it says right here, and it's heavily commercialized. And it comes around every year, and it makes us it makes us want to buy things to impress the ones we love. It it programs us to shop on the roads that they created for us to shop on. You're going to get in your car. Once again, this is another time in the year that they're going to get you to get in your car and put gasoline in it and go shopping in the various corporations that control us with their merchandise. And we're going to shop for our loved ones on this day for probably expensive items and more than likely very small knickknacks and flowers and a lot of different items just to keep the system circulating and this money that they give you to worship. And you could be spending a lot of that money. I mean, if you're buying jewelry for the ones you love, which I've done in my lifetime, I've bought a lot of jewelry for the women I was dating at the time, and they program us very well to spend a lot of money in the system we live in. And it's not a joke. I mean, we don't think about it at the time, but we're programmed to take these holidays one holiday at a time and not look at them all together and analyze them for what they really are, which is a form of control over our lives. Now, we're going to look at U.S. President's Day, and they say it's typically a celebration of George Washington's birthday, but this is a day where we know all Masons want to be worshipped, and I'm sure they have celebrations accordingly for this. And let's take a look at St. Patty's Day. Now, I'm not quite sure what let's see, it's combines a celebration of Irish culture with the great excuse to get out. And now, to me, they created these cultures. It's a cult. You know, the American culture, it's a cult. The Irish culture is a cult. All the other cultures they give us are cults. They program us to believe in them. And St. Patty's Day is another one of those cult celebrations. I mean, I know over here in the States, they use this day to have everyone celebrate. You know, it's another drinking day. It's another drugging day. It's another day of celebration that they programmed you to believe in. And you'll get out there and you'll get in your car, you'll go to the gas station, spend some more gas so you can drive on the roads and feed the system in the many ways it's going to be fed by this holiday. Go out to clubs, by alcohol. All the emotions that these holidays bring out too, we have to look at that as well. Mm, these holidays aren't meant to exist. They're not something good and natural for us to. It's not something good and natural we should be celebrating. It's a form of control, so we can be programmed to feed their system. Now, March Madness, basketball, it's another distraction. All the sports are created by the ones who control us to be a form of distraction, not so much a form of control, but I guess you could say that they control us with the programming of the distraction, which is another day they get us to get in our cars, go spend some gasoline money, and go to the stores, the corporations that control us, and feed those corporations with the money that they pay us. It's a never-ending cycle like a rat in a maze. Now, let's look at April Fool's Day. Now, I guess we're all fools because we never realized that the calendar and these holidays on this calendar control us in the way it does control us. I mean, and to think about, it's not only the holidays on this calendar that was designed to control and trap us in time. It's the add on your weekly work schedule onto these calendars. Pencil in your schedules on the days you work, and take a good look at the month by month, week by week schedules on how they control you in time. Be interesting to look at. Just see how you're controlled in a month by month basis, or maybe even a week by week basis on a calendar. Just put in every date that you can put in that you're programmed to spend money. The money that they give you to worship, and the money they program you with. Now, Easter Sunday is a religious holiday that, as we know, all religions are division, and this is a Christian holiday, and it normally falls on Sun Worship Sunday. Well, it always falls on Sun Worship Sunday. I'm sorry, and this tradition is almost as big as their Christmas that they give us to believe in, because it has us on the road shopping in stores for weeks on end for the items we need to celebrate this Easter tradition on. And this is the day they give you to believe in the resurrection of their Christ that they brainwash you to believe in. Fictional character. One of the stories in the Bible that they would like people to put their faith into. Now let's move on to Earth Day. No, fairly new holiday. One they invented to program us with once again. Now, Earth Day is a joke to me because they build these systems against creation. They build these systems that program us and control us. These systems are built to go against the earth, the very earth that they're built on. The creation that they're built in, they go against. And these systems were designed to take us away from the creation that was created for us. Let's move on. Oh, don't tell me they have Star Wars Day. I mean, what is this? Now, we all know Star Wars is a form of programming that they have on television. It's an indoctrination of the mind meant to brainwash you into a false reality. And here we have Mother's Day. Now, Mother's Day should be every day, because we should appreciate the mothers who nurture and care for our children. We shouldn't just make it one day. But they made Mother's Day a commercial event where they have you programmed to spend your money, and they have they have dad out there with the children buying mom something from the corporate stores that we were programmed to shop at and buy their material items they program us to want. Instead of honoring mom on her day, we usually end up honoring the corporations that program us in this system. It's unfortunate. It's Armed Forces Day. Now, this is a day that is sad for me because I have a lot of family that's in the military. I have quite a few family members that are in the Marines, and to me, this is the military is not a good organization that you should put your faith in, because they take your children and they brainwash them even further than we're programmed. And they're used as a form of depopulating the poor and the ones, just the ones who are just the people who are trying to make their life better. They use it as a form of depopulation and experimentation, and it's sad how they use our men and women to experiment on them and they brainwash them to have hatred for another person in another country, just like them. Their country brainwashes them to have hatred for them, just like our country brainwashes them to have hatred for them. So that's how they get them to depopulate each other on the battleground. They give them a false reason to fight for, and they make them have faith in something that's not real. I I urge anyone that has family members in the military, pull them out. Pull them out. Your family's more important than this programming that they force on us. It's a form of depopulation. You don't want your family depopulated. Flag Day. It's another form of control. Flag Day. I mean, they program us in elementary school as soon as we start going to school as a small child. They force us to put our hands over our hearts and recite the Pledge of Allegiance every day until we have faith in it. It's a form of brainwashing and indoctrination into a system meant to depopulate you with their military. It's sad. Now, Father's Day is just another day like Mother's Day, except for it's the moms going out. It's the mom's turn to go shopping with the children and buy dad something. And spend more gas on the road. And go to the corporate stores that basically pay us the money that so we can buy the material items that we buy in their corporate stores. And another thing I have to mention, on these holidays is not everybody can afford to participate in these holidays, and the holidays that they give us, they manifest either positive or negative emotions. If you can't afford to celebrate these holidays that they program you to have, that your emotions are bad, and you feel sad and you feel depressed, and there's stress in your life because you can't show your children the things that the system programs you to believe in, and it just causes a lot of pain and agony in people who can't afford to participate in these forms of programming that they give people. It's not a good natural system they've set up for us. It causes depression. And the 4th of July, here we go right here. It goes back to how they indoctrinated us in elementary school when they made us put our hand over our heart and say the Pledge of Allegiance, and they programmed us to have pride in the country we were born in, but not knowing that country was a form of control that was going to control us for the rest of our lives. But this is the day that they give us to spend a lot of the money that they make us worship by working for. And we spend a lot of our money on this holiday. Most everybody celebrates and spends a lot of money. You're on the road spending gas. You're on the road buying snacks. You're on the road going to restaurants. You're on the road going to parks. You're on the road buying fireworks. You're on the road watching fireworks at the parks. And you're going to be spending a lot of money having barbecues, picnics. Maybe you're going to buy clothes to make you look patriotic. The program patriotic public that you were brainwashed to be. Now let's move on. Here we have Labor Day. Now Labor Day is a joke because it celebrates the American worker. I mean, we were all programmed to be trapped in the time they created to be a worker in. I mean, it's ironic that they give us a day to celebrate that fact. It's sad. Now, let's take a look at International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Okay, that's ridiculous. I won't even entertain that. Oh, here we go. We have Columbus Day. It's another Masonic puppet that they want us to believe in, and this Masonic one has its own holiday, and this was a form of indoctrination that we learned in the schools that brainwash us and brainwash our children on a daily basis. And here we go, Halloween. Halloween is a evil time for the Masonic ones that control us. They have plenty of festivals at this time of year, and this is a time of year where they get the whole family involved in celebrating and spending a lot of the money that they give you to worship, and and the money that program you with. They have a lot of corporations on that road that you're going to be putting more gas in your car for and driving on that road to these corporations to buy your costumes and your horror films and to go to your parties and events and just all the things that they give you to spend your money on and your emotions on this holiday. Let's not forget your emotions. Your emotions on this holiday, they want you to be scared and have fear. And let's move on. Now, Election Day. This day is a sad day because they tell you, they program you to think one way They get you to, they brainwash you to believe in politics and the laws in your country that control you. They give you a false belief that you have any control over the ones that are in office. And they give you a false belief that you have any control in any law that they use against us. Election day is a big day where they collect your energy for as a joke because you have no control over who runs this system that controls you. Veterans Day. Now, that's for the brothers and sisters who came back from war, came back from the system of depopulation and experimentation. The ones who actually made it out of that weren't supposed to. Those brothers and sisters, they were used by the system that controls us. And it's a sad day because we remember how they were used. World Television Day. Okay. World Television Day. This is a joke because they have to have World Television Day. I mean, we all know television is programming. It's how they get us to shop at their corporations that we drive on the streets to shop at. They program us every day with the material items that they want us to buy, and they program us every day to believe in these holidays that you were programmed to believe and spend money on. The very money that controls you in the life you live in. You were programmed to believe in all this by television. And they have a World Television Day. Don't believe the programming on television. Get rid of your television. Get rid of your radio. It's full of programming to get you to buy things in this system they control you in. And Thanksgiving Day we just went through. It's another big holiday that they get everyone to spend the money that controls you on. I mean, they get us to shop at these stores and buy the foods that they fill full of chemicals that are no good for us, and they get us to cook these foods and serve them to our loved ones. We need to find a way to start taking control of our food sources again and try to manifest good wholesome food in our lives for our children's sake again. Now, Christmas Eve is religious holiday from, of course, the Christians. And Christmas Eve is another holiday that it's not really a holiday in itself, but Christmas itself is a month-long holiday where you do nothing but think about all the gifts you have to buy everyone. You were programmed to think programmed to buy, and it, a lot of emotions that stress you out on this holiday, Christmas and Christmas Eve. And we were programmed and indoctrinated to tell our to brainwash our children into believing in this Santa Claus that brings them gifts, and all the time it's mom and dad busting their hump, being programmed puppets to fill the every wants and desires of the children that were programmed and indoctrinated to want each and every toy on each and every cartoon they watched. Yeah, we're designed to be big puppets on this day and spend a lot of the money that they paid us during that year. A lot of the money that they program us with. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there's a lot more festivals and holidays for different religions and different nationalities, but it's all the same. It's all a form of control. It's all a form of brainwashing you into the time they created to trap you in. It's a never-ending cycle that we make happen, and we were programmed to make it happen. And just think these holidays are devastating to handle in itself, but I just imagine all the negative emotions that come from Christmas. I mean, think of all the poor and unfortunate people that can't celebrate the holiday of Christmas. The holiday of Christmas is unnatural, and it creates so many negative emotions for people who can't afford to give their children what the system expects them to give them. I mean, it creates so many bad feelings amongst so many people. And not to mention they make us chase after these senseless holidays they give us while our brothers and sisters are out there, and and sometimes families are out there just homeless, asking for real help and going without anything to eat, sometimes sleeping out in the cold or in their car. It's sad how the system was designed to let so many of us suffer when we're all creation and we're all meant to be special in the creation that was created for us. But they programmed us to be selfish in this world. They programmed us to be consumed with all these things that they brainwashed us to believe in. And we forget about our brothers and sisters that need our help because we have too many things we're programmed with. And these holidays, they're just the beginning of what's on that calendar that controls you. Like I said, put your relatives' birthdays on here on this calendar month. Put your spouse's relatives on the calendar that that controls you, and put your work schedule on the calendar that controls you, and just see, uh, and put your also put your uh, what's I gonna say? It'll come back to me, I'm sure. But yeah, we have to stop giving our energy to these calendars that control us in time. We really do. And try not to give these holidays your emotions any longer now that you know what they're designed for. I know it's going to be hard. I know a lot of your family members that don't know truth aren't going to understand what you're doing. And they're going to be offended maybe if you don't uh, join in on their celebrations. Or they're going to be offended if you choose not to participate in and buy them a gift. You know, they may be offended, but don't worry. You're making a stand for truth, and you're going against what you've been programmed. And hopefully someday they'll wake up and follow. But until then, I love you guys, and you guys take care of yourself, okay?